Hello everyone, it's John Brigadelli Jr. here from Johnny Gunn's Film Buff's YouTube channel. I am joined by my friend Jeremy. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hi, everyone.
In today's record, we're going to be talking about The Joker from 2019, directed by Todd Phillips, who's mostly known for directing the Hangover movies and Old School. What do you think of The Joker from 2019?
Oh, I love it. It's a great movie. It's just this great exploration of a man's descent into insanity.
Right. I love it too. Joaquin just knocks it out of the park with this movie. And I remember when this movie came out, I was just amazed and surprised how much I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected, because it was a movie just Joker, even though Bruce Wayne's in the movie, but it's only him as a little kid, and it's mostly the focus on the life of Arthur right before he became the Joker, of how he had a regular job, and also he is a caregiver for his estranged relationship with his mother, and all that stuff. Yeah. It was a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Just memorable scene after memorable scene.
Oh yeah, the kind of film you can analyze from start to finish of how he works a regular job as a clown, and then he gets fired and has it's obvious, it's no brainer that he has a mental problem, Arthur.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And also he dreams and inspired to become a comedian, but he has his failures, and I guess the public don't see him that funny.
Yeah, him wanting to become a comedian is directly out of Batman: The Killing Joke.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. When you watch the film, you're like, oh, yeah, that scene was inspired from Killing Joke, or that scene is from inspired, well, not to get ahead, the part when he's on that Tonight Show thing, that was inspired from Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember when I saw this in the theaters with our late great friend Chris Mano. He was whispering to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's right. Dark Knight Returns reference right here. But it's kind of weird how, despite he was a psychopath, you kind of empathize him a little bit to some degree. Remember when he's on the show and he's trying to say punchliners, but they're not working, when he admits that he killed those Wall Street Wall Street men.
Yeah.
And he says, he's giving a point about how how the rich treat the poor, and especially it's relevant to today's modern society about class in some ways when you think about it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird, complex, complicated situation with this character.
Yes.
He's a nut job, but yet you kind of think maybe he's got a point to some degree.
Yeah, he does have a point on a lot of things.
Yeah. Especially how it's also a little bit of, sorry for spoilers, right? It's also a little bit of a twist that supposedly that he is the son and the brother of Bruce Wayne. Thomas Wayne is his father, possibly.
Well, that's never confirmed.
Well, that's never confirmed, but it's not something you never would have expected a long time ago in any other Batman adaptations of between the Joker and Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when my dad saw it, he was a little bit on the fence about that part, because again, my dad is old school, Batman and Joker comic books, and the 60s show, and Batman 89, and...
Right.
How would you rank Joaquin's performance as Joker compared to Ledger, Nicholson, and, well, Leto? I don't know if that really counts, to be honest, because Leto was just barely in Suicide Squad.
Oh, I'd rank him high up there.
Absolutely, and he definitely deserved the Oscar for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And also, again, I'm sorry we're getting the spoilers. It also had some twists and turns I did not see coming. When he we see how he has this common interest in Zazie Beetz' character from you all may recognize as Domino from Deadpool 2, and it was a bit of a twist that we did not see coming. How that it was all in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and also when I was rewatching, kind of get the hints now. I didn't get the first time that that. When he's at the cafe, the waiter gives him that look who's he talking to? What is wrong with this guy? And yeah. But I remember back a few years ago when you did a retrospect with Christian and Bill, I agree that Bill said it's kind of sad that it kind of was a twist, that it was just all in his head, that he,
It is sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Because here's a guy who wants, human contact and connection with somebody, but he just doesn't get that with this woman that we thought he did.
Correct.
Yeah. And also, how would you describe the relationship between him and his mother, too?
It's not very good.
No, definitely some, estrangedness for sure.
It's dysfunctional.
Absolutely. Well, especially how he gives her a bath, and it's, well, even though that's only for caregiving, but still, yeah.
Well, it's revealed that she let him be abused by people.
Right, true. Yeah. Just an amazing film that it just blew my mind away. It was so much enjoyable, and I'm also glad that this was, not a cinematic universe. You know, he wasn't. Some people debate about should this have been connected to like the recent Batman Robert Pattinson. Like, I'm kind of glad that they kind of let it be its own thing.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, I also like the scene how like when like even though like Arthur gets. Tries to get help and treatment, but at that time in the 80s, they weren't big on mental health at that time back in the 80s.
It was a different time.
Yeah, that was during the Reagan administration at that time when Ronald Reagan was not big on like mental health and awareness like it is now these days.
Right.
But some people can still make the argument, are we still a long way from mental health?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, what did you think of like Robert De Niro's character in the movie?
I think at times he can be a jerk.
True.
But other times he actually seems to be nice to Arthur.
Right. Well, especially you never saw King of Comedy, right? But you've heard of it though.
I know about it.
Well, basically that was like the inspiration for this movie for Joker. It was inspiration between Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, and Robert De Niro's character is based from the character from the Jerry Lewis character in King of Comedy, because in King of Comedy, the character Robert De Niro plays, Rupert Pupkin, who is a comedian. He tries, wants to get on his, like, The Tonight Show to have a chance to show his comedy routine, but Jerry Lewis does not give him a chance, whereas Robert De Niro's character gives the Joaquin Phoenix Jokers a chance to be on the Tonight Show, but boy, did he not know what to expect at that time.
Yeah, well, he also wanted to make fun of him because of his lousy comedy.
Right, exactly. That's where Robert De Niro's character is kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where instead of like trying to get him famous, he's more like trying to make a buck out of him, or, basically a joke out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically insulting, and especially how he looks up to Murray's character as like a father figure that he never had.
That's right.
Yeah. Or it's like the scene, like remember like the scene when he pretends he's on the Murray show and it's all on his mad. That was for also, again, King of Comedy, because the character Rupert Pupkin did the same thing. He would pretend that he was on Jerry Lewis's talk show host.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else you want to touch upon this movie that...
Well, it's just a great movie about a man's descent into insanity.
Right.
And, I enjoy the hell out of it.
Right. There is one minor complaint I do have about it, but it's very minor, not that big of a deal. Remember, like, after, like, when he shoots Murray on The Tonight Show and the whole world goes crazy, chaos, and they show, obviously, a scene where Bruce Wayne's father was murdered, and it's like, okay, was it really necessary to add another... Because we know what happens to Batman's parents.
I didn't really mind.
Right, well, now that I didn't mind that, it's like, yeah, I've already seen this done many times. It's like, do you really have to be reminded of that again? Like, if you're not a Batman fan, everyone knows about Batman's origin, why he became the Batman, Bruce Wayne. That scene when he, when he's at Wayne Manor's house and, he's interacting with young Bruce Wayne, but not knowing this is his brother. Alfred tries to, spook him off, and
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That is definitely a case of stranger danger.
Oh, it is. But at that time, little did we know, we're getting the hint that this could be his brother, or he could be a Wayne member. But again, it's not like 100%, like you said, proven if it's not.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This is something I forgot to mention in the recording. When Arthur laughs out loud for no reason, when he explains his medical condition, on why he laughs sometimes for no reason, this remind was similar to the character Gwynplaine, who can't wipe his smile and grin. I may have said this before in the past. The character Gwynplaine from the 1928 silent movie The Man Who Laughs was the inspiration for the Joker. What do you think of like the style of the movie? How it looks?
It looks pretty bleak,
right?
Which is appropriate for the story,
right? Well, especially again, it's the style of Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, and you remember that scene after when he kills the Wall Street people? He goes, inside of a bathroom and he's dancing, and
yes,
there's something about that scene that I like for some reason, where it's like he's just fantasized if the dancer makes all of his problems go away, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. And also remember the part when he's walking down those stairs, they sing that they have that song background. It's like,
yeah, that was a cool scene.
It was a cool scene, but I asked myself, I just don't know if this was the appropriate song for the moment, if you know what I mean. They could have used a different song for it.
I thought it fit well.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
I also like the scene where he runs from the cops.
Right.
Incites that riot on the train.
Right. That was the first scene I saw of the movie when they were during the making of it. I saw maybe someone posted on YouTube of I saw spotting Joaquin Phoenix in Joker costume outfit. Because that's how I first learned about the film before it came out.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, how is Joaquin going to top Joker? But he caught me by surprise. I guess, is that everything? We've summed up everything about for Joker?
I think so.
All right. after doing this part of the recording segment, we are going to off to see the new Joker film with Joaquin and Lady Gaga, so stay tuned for that. Okay, we just saw Joker Folie 2, and what did you think of it, to be honest?
It was okay, I think. It's definitely not as good as the first one.
Yeah, I agree. It's not that I didn't hate it, I'm just like... I think Joaquin and Lady Gaga were good. They had decent, like, solid performances and chemistry as Joker and Harley Quinn, but I don't know. I just don't think it wasn't as good as, like, the first one. It doesn't, like, even come close to topping the first one. Let's just say I don't expect Joaquin Phoenix to get another Oscar out of this movie.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Yeah. Also, I feel like the other thing, too, is... I just feel like I just don't see this movie as a musical. If this movie was not a musical, then just maybe it could have been, like, okay. You know what I mean?
I suppose.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. Seeing Joker in a musical just does not, like compute for me for some reason. Don't get me wrong, I like musicals, but this movie did not work for me as a musical.
I mean, the musical sequences were their shared delusions, and...
Right.
I guess that's one way they bonded.
I guess that's one way you can look at it.
But some of them didn't really make much sense.
No.
Maybe that was the point?
I guess.
They're insane?
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like, I just did not know, like, as I'm watching, I was feeling, like, speechless, like, not knowing, like, what to comment or what to make out of the musical sequences between Joker and Harley Quinn. The dance choreographed scenes, don't get me wrong, they were not bad. I enjoy a good dance choreographed scene in a musical. But honestly, when I was watching it at the movie theaters, I kept saying to myself, I wish I was rewatching the dance choreographed sequence in Beetlejuice. And, like, in a weird way, like, Joker basically found his right woman. But it's interesting how, like, unlike in past, like, Joker and Harley Quinn storylines, usually the Joker is manipulating Harley Quinn and using her, but this was like a reverse. Instead, right. Harley Quinn was using the Joker and making up stuff that was not true that she said about herself.
Got it.
Yeah. And also in the original comic books, and the cartoon show and the comics, she was a psychiatrist, but in this movie, it seems like she came from a regular, like, wealthy family, and she was studying psychiatry, and then she dropped down and became a criminal, like, even though there's not much background to her story.
Well, she started out as another inmate at the asylum.
Right. Yeah. I also was, like, confused, thinking, like, wait a minute, what is she doing out of the asylum? Did she escape, or was she let go, or...
Yeah, that was a little confusing,
yeah.
Especially after she set fire to the asylum.
That's true.
Why would they let her go after that?
Right, yeah. Like, when she, is watching television, seeing the Arthur trial case, she, breaks the window. I'm thinking to myself, again, did she escape, or was she, but I guess it seems like she must have been let go, despite we don't see her leave Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else to add about this movie that comes to mind that you could think of, or...
Brendan Gleeson was good as the abusive security.
Yeah, he was. You gotta admit, the guy was kind of an asshole. Even though, despite that scene when he gets abused by when he kicks the shit out of Arthur, it's like, was that really necessary? Yeah.
You also have Leigh Gill returning as Gary Puddles, Arthur's co-worker from the first one.
Right, which we forgot to talk about in the previous one, but. You kind of felt bad for him, because like he said that he felt like he was so, like, scared of, like, well, even though the Joker was in prison, but he was, like, he's basically got,
PTSD.
What's that?
PTSD.
That, and I guess you would say, pantophobia, where he's, like, afraid of everything.
Yeah, that was a great performance by Leigh Gill.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's also nice to see Zazie Beetz back again, as, where she explains... how she really did not know Arthur. She just saw him around, but I guess she knew the mother, like, okay, because, like, she said that his mother would like say hi to her daughter and stuff,
yeah.
And of course, obviously for a specific reason, she relocated after that whole experience, and
right.
They ask her, why did you not call the cops? I don't think she wasn't really knowing or expecting that Arthur was going to do that on the Tonight Show, because she really did not know Arthur at all, period.
Right.
Yeah. And also, I guess, there was a made-for-television film that it was either well-received or not well-received, I guess. And Harley Quinn, said she saw 20... Well, she lied to him. She said she only saw, 4 or 5 times. And did you like the movie? Yes, I really did like the movie. Yeah. Oh, no, I don't think it wasn't a bad movie. I just don't think it's not a film I'm not going to, like, revisit anytime soon or add to my Blu-ray collection anytime soon.
Yeah, neither will I.
Yeah. If I go back to Joker, I'll probably just go back to the first one with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, where that was, like, Oscar worthy and so much to, like, offer and so much to talk about and analyze. Whereas this... I'm sorry. Whereas this film, it's like, I could have taken this either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I also, let's see. I'm trying to think what else I want to add about this movie that comes to mind. Yeah, there's not really much else I have to say about this movie. You, or...
Not really.
Yeah, I guess, that wraps everything. See y'all next time.
Bye, everyone.